Hey friends. But I wanted to talk about some things that I've been feeling lately. I feel like we are living here in the States, we're living in some pretty dark times right now. And I think it's time that we start shining our light bright and we start promoting love and unity and not hate and division. The tragedy that happened recently in Florida with those kids is obviously very sad. And unfortunately, it's a tragedy that seems to keep happening here in the States. And I'm super proud of the kids who are standing up for themselves and creating change. And unfortunately, it's up to them to have to do it because clearly they can't rely on the adults to do it. And so the students from the Florida shootings have created a movement called Never Again. And they've also organized a march that's going to happen in March called March for Our Lives. And it's going to happen in Washington, D.C. at 10 a.m. And it's a nationwide protest against gun violence. And if you'd like to join them and be a part of the march, you can go to Facebook and in the search field just put March for Our Lives. And it will show you what cities are holding the marches. And I feel inspired by them and reminded that every single one of us has a power within us to create change for the better. And I just want to start shining my light bright and just creating a more hopeful and happy world. And I've been thinking of ways of how to do this, and I think one way to do this is by practicing gratitude. So each morning I'm gonna start, I used to do this before but I kind of got away from it, but each morning on my way to work I'm gonna start listing 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. I want to be more open and I guess open and friendly to strangers. I want to start being kind to people whenever I'm around people and just being positive and supportive and being kind and open-minded and open-hearted. And when I see strangers, just smile at them and talk stories with them and create conversations and just be kinder to people in general. I recently, in probably the last year, have started getting a group of people in my corner who are very supportive of me and who have similar beliefs that I do. And I think it's important to surround yourself with good people who you can trust and who lift you up and who you lift as well. And whatever we spend our time thinking about, that's usually what we end up becoming. And whenever I travel, I go by this golden rule: what you give is what you get. What I mean by that is every time I go to travel, I go with an open mind. I go in with an open mind because I'm fully aware of the energy that I give is what I'm going to give back. And if I go to a place with this negative mindset and just being miserable and negative, that's exactly the energy that I'm going to get back. And there's been a lot of places where people warn me, like they couldn't believe that I went there, because I travel quite often internationally by myself. And there's been a lot of places that people are like, you went where by yourself? And it's funny because all these people, or all these places that people warn me about, I went there with an open mind and I had a great time at every single place I've ever traveled to. And I think it's all about the energy that we give off to people. And I want to start being more aware of that. And I think it's easy to be in a good mood and a happy mood when I'm traveling, but in the everyday monotony, sometimes I can get away from that and I can be myself, I can be cranky. And I think it's important for me to remember to be happy and to be positive and to choose to focus on the good in the world. And always look for the good in people and look for the good in situations. And life will be much better because the more you do that, the more you're going to magnify goodness. What else? What else did I want to talk about? Yes, so practicing gratitude. So the way that I want to shine my light is practicing gratitude, surrounding myself by supportive, positive people, being positive and being kind to others, and just being open-minded and open-hearted. I think that's probably the most important one, is being thoughtful and kind. Because the more you do it, the more it will become natural and normal. And the more kindness you'll attract to yourself. So friends, let's start shining our light bright together. Thank you.